Hello, gladiators, and welcome back to another episode of the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Previously, we begun our job. We began our job as a judge, completely and fully. Unfortunately, we decided to skip over a networking event to rather actually make time to get advice from our father and learn that there is a schism even amongst the law. Many people decide to side with the nobles for fear of retribution. Our father and Augustin L. Final name uh, do try and keep nobles under imperial law and judge fairly. Let's see what we can do. One more, and we're received in elite circles. You started your service at the prefecture of Maghreb. You come back home after a short stroll through the city. As soon as you set foot in the house, you are greeted by Stefan, who invites you to have a talk in Father's office. When you enter the room, Father has a heap of letters in front of him and is signing them one after another. Son, Stefan, and I must discuss an important matter with you. While you were in the capital, our family formally petitioned the overseer to grant us the nobility of the sword. We have 3 generations of noble blood already. We have the right to make our nobility hereditary. Your grandfather took the first steps towards the nobility of the sword as soon as Stefan was born, and now we are on the brink of becoming the El Brantes. If Overseer Gaius Tempest and the nobles of the province deem us worthy, we will receive a hereditary title. All nobles of the Brante family will remain noble forever, as will their descendants. Father and I do our utmost to maintain the family's position, but our goal can be reached only if our reputation remains unblemished in the eyes of high society. The nobility is watching our every step. Father lays a hand on your shoulder. Now this is your cause too. The future of our family depends on it. We need an estimable reputation and wealth. Everyone bearing the name of Brante affects it. Remember that with every action you take, Roman. You will have to appear before Anazat High Society. We're going to host a reception for the nobility at our home soon. You must uphold the honor of our family, brother. You'll relate the news from Eterna to our guests and present yourself in a favorable light. With Stefan at the helm, the entire family spends a full week preparing for the majestic reception. The house is flooded with decorations and new tableware, delicacies are cooking in the kitchen round the clock, and the napkins now bear an embroidered oak branch and chains, the Brante family crest. Gloria is the only one to neglect the common cause. Were it up to me, I wouldn't be seen at this hypocritical gathering, but I don't want to let Sir Robert down. He's the only reason I plan to stay for this event. The evening of the reception has come. Dignified conversations and the clinking of glasses fill the house. Among your guests are many high-born, powerful people. Your father and Stefan dance from guest to guest, making sure no one is overlooked. Young Roman, how splendid to see you. So what was your time in the capital like? You exchange pleasantries with a high-placed relative. Meanwhile, Gloria and Mother spend the evening on a settee by the wall without drawing any attention. Neither your father nor your elder brother introduce them to the noble guests. Still one of the guests, a young nobleman of the sword named Jose El Pelletier, keeps staring at Gloria in fascination. Your sister averts her eyes, bemused. Lady Gloria, you are the true gem of the evening. You look so marvelous, darling. I haven't seen your like even in the capital. When you walk past Gloria, you hear her hurried whisper. Roman, please talk to me. The Sir El Pelletier keeps following me. I feel uneasy. What does he want from me? I'm just a lonely commoner. Come with me to the other side of the room, although I'll probably still stand out among all these refined nobles. Look, it's Durant, the painter. I wonder what's brought him so far from the capital. It would be fabulous if he could paint our family portrait. We should all be on canvas together. We're one big happy family after all. Wine glass in hand, you cast a look across the crowded room. It is time to choose how will you spend the evening. Okay. So this is why we need to have manipulation and eloquence. I don't want to leave my sister hanging, but Stefan will still be good-willed to us. Family unity will be higher. This is difficult. I want the stats. I want these stats, but I also want family stats. Where's the family right now? How's the family? How are we? How's family life? Nope. Not quite. Not quite. House of Brante. We'd still be in a place of disagreement, but we'd only be one away from quarrels and feuds. Reputation would go up. I think we gotta go with share the news from the capital and keep an eye on the prick that's eyeing our sister. Don't want her to end up like her mother, where she got... She's not in the place of our mother. She's got noble connections. Even if we have to downplay them every now and again, we will seek out any injustice done to her. She will be fine. She won't be hurt like our mother was. Share the news from the capital. The moment you approach Stefan, he links elbows with you and leads you to the most prestigious place by the table, where the most eminent of the guests are seated. May I present to you my younger brother, Roman Brante. He's just returned from the capital. Roman, why don't you entertain our guests with the latest news from Eterna? You make a courtly introduction and describe recent noteworthy events in the capital. The celebration of the heir's coming of age, the attempt by Gaius Tempest to enshrine in law the rights of nobles of the mantle, Patriarch Luke's sermon. The nobles inquire about the customs and sentiments of the capital. It is true that the wealthy commoners of Eterna do not acknowledge the authority of the nobility, or that the adherents of the new faith openly denounce the lots. You describe the state of affairs in the capital in a delicate manner, so as not to antagonize your guests. Yes, there are plenty of liberties taken in Eterna, but you can attest to the fact that the Empire still rules with a firm hand and maintains order. More and more listeners gather around you. They plunge into a heated discussion. Will this wave of change reach our province? What waits our homeland under the rule of the new overseer, Gaius Tempest? The guests agreed that the nobles of the province have some tough times ahead of them, but worthy families like the Brantes give them hope. Excellent, brother. You've shown yourself in our family in a favorable light. Moreover, you managed not to distress our guests with alarming news. This night was a success. A modest reputation. I am received in elite circles, and I'm still naive in manipulation. The Brante family has been uneasy for several months now. With father traveling all over the province for his judicial duties, the animosity between Stefan and Gloria has grown into a full-blown feud. Your elder brother tries to use his position as heir to keep his sister in check and make her behave in accordance with her estate. Gloria repudiates his authority. Their fights rock the house on a daily basis. Eventually, after returning from his latest trip, father gathers Stefan, Gloria, Nathan, and you in his office. His somber look portends a difficult conversation. Stefan gazes at his father defiantly. Gloria is poised to lash out and run away. Nathan keeps quietly to the side. Children, for a long time now, our family has been striving to become nobles of the sword. Every noble member of the Brante family will gain a hereditary title. This is your grandfather's dying wish. Gloria sighs loudly. Then why am I here, Sir Robert? She's right, this is a Brante matter. Wait until I finish, Stefan. I'm still the head of this household. If you are truly so concerned about honor, show your father some respect. It can't be helped, not all of us are noble. But now we must be united as ever before. We must work together to protect the reputation and wealth of this family. But you, Stefan, perpetually humiliate Gloria. Father, all I'm trying to do is put her in her place. You know perfectly well the consequences of any attention Gloria might attract. Our every step is being observed. The nobles will make pariahs of our family for all eternity if they remember Gloria's filthy origins and your reckless marriage to Lydia. Father turns red in the face, but with considerable effort, he remains composed. That is so. Our grandfather did everything in his power to remedy your mistakes. Please, Father, don't repeat them. Gloria speaks up. I'm just trying to live, Sir Robert, but Stefan wants to lock me in a cage so nobody will ever lay eyes on me. That's not it at all. You are lowborn, but you don't live by your lot. You do whatever takes your fancy. You're constantly grumbling about the order of things. Did you know, Father, that she defies all prohibitions by continuing to write poetry? As far as you're concerned, anyone who contradicts you is an insurgent. When will you grasp the idea that you may not argue with a nobleman? I am the heir of this family, and my word is your law. Purple with rage, Father slams his fist on the table. It is rare to see him so furious. But your elder brother and sister instantly fall silent. Frightened, Nathan shrinks into a corner. Hold your tongues, both of you. Let Roman speak. He is witness to your quarrels. He should know best which of you is in the right. We've got some wiggle room to talk back to Stefan now. He's already noble by birth. I think, right? Wasn't he from a family that did that? Maybe not, but for the moment, what's the family relationship right now? Nope. Where is that part of the... I keep on losing it. We've had it over and over again, but I keep on still missing it. Here we go. House of Brante. She deserves to live her life, no matter what. Even if the family is trying to pursue being nobles of the sword, we can't do that by neglecting the common people. We can't neglect people just to raise our own power and reputation. And because of that, I understand it is grandfather's wish. But for now, we still have this family around us. We still have the choices that we've made before, and being hypocritical and turning our back on them is not the sign of a noble. Protecting the people and making sure they are able to live by their lots. That is what we must do. And our lots as nobles are to protect not just the empire, but the common people inside of it too, Stefan. I'm going to defend Gloria in this. You turn to Stefan abruptly and point your finger at him. It's no wonder Gloria fights back so fiercely. Stefan torments and chastises her incessantly. If your elder brother stops smothering every impulse it has, Gloria won't resist so viciously. You're a family, after all, not a pack of wild animals where the strong dominate the weak. Are you blaming me for her escapades, Roman? Me who selflessly labors to preserve our family name? This is outrageous. Father, will you really heed to his advice? Purple with rage, Stefan clenches his fist. Father rises from his seat, eyeing his eldest son gloomily. Roman is right. Stefan, you have overstepped your bounds. I took Gloria into my house, so you, my son, must respect her and be considerate of her. Your origins do not give you the right to put such pressure on your sister. Stefan rushes out the office and slams the door behind him. Gloria cannot conceal her joy upon hearing you and Father chastise Stefan. The little tyrant. I'll teach him that what goes around comes around. I just hope he leaves me be from now on. Soon rumors start circulating in Anazot high society suggesting that you were orchestrating a plot against Stefan, the legitimate heir of the family. It is not hard to guess who started these rumors. Now the entire city knows that there is trouble in the Brante household. Wait, did we not even get family unity out of that? I thought that was one of the perks. It is the morning of a very sultry day, and you are back at the office. You are beginning to get used to the duties of your new profession. Father visits you on the job now and then to see your progress and provide advice, but by now he is confident you can handle the work on your own. Today is your first case assigned by the prefect himself. From the comfort of your chair, you go through the facts and circumstances of the case. The matter seems simple at first. Seeking some desperately needed financial gain, a noble from the less than wealthy El Avia family rented out a sizable portion of his estate to a well-off commoner by the name of Basil Young. All the rent payments are in order, and there's plenty of time left before the lease is set to expire, but the commoner built a large dye works on the estate, and then El Avia suddenly filed a case with the prefecture to evict him. The rental agreement specifically states that the commoner Young has the right to construct any building on the land. The noble landowner, however, thinks he has the final say on any construction since the land belongs to him. Basil Young, on the other hand, has refused to vacate the rented land since the term of the agreement has not expired. Both parties are to appear at the prefecture to hear your decision. The litigant, Sir Elavia, enters first. He is an aging noble who dresses far too colorfully for his years. He walks into your office with confidence and sits in front of you. The next man to enter is Basil Young, a heavy-set man with a thick beard, clothed in an old jacket and clutching a hat. He stands by your desk and bows to you. Sir Elavia does not hesitate to speak first. Your Honor, I demand you drive the commoner Young from my land. His dye works is a noisy, nasty, ugly building, and I refuse to have it on my property. My family already had to endure their warehouses and their filthy workers right by our own estate, but this is simply beyond the pale. Either the court says the dye works must be demolished, or I, Gustav El Avia, will do it myself. You ask Sir Elavia to compose himself and tell the commoner to give a statement. Basil Young gives his account, speaking in a deep, gruff bass. Your Honor, it cost me all my money to build the dye works. The contract says it clear. I got the right to build anything on the land during my rental period. And Sir Avia didn't say a word at first, but now he up and demands we abolish it. My family will be ruined. That's not going to happen, I say. Sir Elavia screams at him in return, outraged by what he calls his cunning trickery. Wow, there's really not a great option here. His cunning trickery. The bearded Basil Young disagrees again and again, his pudgy finger pointing at the clause in the agreement. It is noon already. The sun is so hot, even the air itself seems to melt away. This is your first case ever. It is time to deliver your verdict. So if we terminate this agreement, our reputation increases, justice goes down, career goes up, it goes back to where we've begun. We lose willpower, the wealth of Magra goes down, but the order does as well. If we comply with his demands, the wealth of Magra goes down, or so we can only choose one or the other to go up, career or justice. All of these others reduce the justice? Oh, that's not cool. You propose a law that would grant noble landowners the right to terminate their rental agreements in court at any time. That doesn't seem right. You terminate the rental agreement between the noble Elavia and the commoner Jung. You speak with the commoner in private and imply that some generosity might change your opinion on the case. No matter what, the reputation of the Brontes will be a family that is fair but strict. We will not go by the whims of other noble houses. We will follow the imperial law and provide justice. Protect Jung's rights. You deliver your verdict, as the rental agreement clearly states. Basil Jung has the right to use the aforementioned lands belonging to the L. Avia family until the year 1150 and construct any buildings on the aforementioned lands. Basil Jung's use of the land is not in violation of the agreement, and therefore he must not be evicted, and the dye works will remain. Any attempt to drive him off or demolish the building will constitute a breach of law. How dare you? This is my own land, and I can do whatever I want with it. It is my right. I can rent it out, and I can take it back just the same, and your puny little papers mean nothing to me. If you refuse to resolve this peacefully, Your Honor, why, I'll just put a damn dye works to the torch. Okay, yeah, you can rent it out, but then under the agreement, you can't really do everything you want with it after it. Come on, idiot. Stupid. You have a response to that. If Jung's property should come to harm through Elavia's actions, the nobleman will provide recompense for all damages and pay a fine to the emperor. The law of the empire is the emperor's rule. Nobles and commoners alike must obey the law in equal measure. Your words are tactful but unyielding. The nobleman has no chance. His face pale with rage, Sir Elavia spits out a goodbye through clenched teeth and walks away. Thank you so much for your just verdict, Sir Brante. I've never even hoped you would protect my rights after all. Now the dye works is gonna hit it big. The other judges soon learn of your verdict. With your very first case, you have caused quite a stir at the prefecture. Most judges would not even deign to hear the commoner's statement, yet you defied noble privilege and enforced a lawful agreement against a nobleman, an ill omen for the other nobles. We were at peace. But now we are at affluence. This town got money. Yeah, we really gotta get some career points though. This is... Conditions are met. Your career is at less than or equal to 2. News of your latest actions spreads rapidly across Anazat. You have made many enemies during your years as a judge, and now there's a chance to strike. Your career is hanging by a thread. You have to fight off accusations, denouncement, and slander just to retain your position. A quiet knock at the door interrupts your musings. The imposing figure of Judge Carlo Fockgraben solemnly floats into your office. I love saying his name, and you all know why. We hardly ever see each other these days, Brante. I've decided to pay you a visit with the most cordial of intentions, of course. I've been hearing every way that things are not going well for you, so I ask myself the question. How could a man of your talents quarrel with almost all of Anazat high society? I'm sure you are simply misguided, but worry not, I will show you the way. Many judges see you as a threat. They think that your daring rulings are putting the entire prefecture in danger. Let's examine your latest case, for instance. Its outcome enraged all the nobility of the city. But I know you aren't what they say you are. The others need to see how much you care for your colleagues and our institution. Take my advice, Roman. Don't forget that it is a judge's job to maintain law and order among the states, not destroy it. Admit your error and reconsider at least some of your past decisions in favor of the nobility. Do this and I assure you society will come to see you as a respectable nobleman and a wise judge once again. Do not emulate our prefect. You know that I hold Elborn in the highest esteem, but between you and me, he's on the edge of a precipice, and he's dragging you down with him. Promise me you'll think about what I've said, Brante. I am only concerned about your well-being. I care about the career of a promising judge like you. Fockgraben takes a bow and leaves as silently as he came. You reread your latest cases, lost in thought. This is what has turned high society against you. Your enemy's schemings are preventing you from continuing your work. You need to find a way out of this decision. Whoa, why is... Okay, first I thought it said that father's relationship was 3. I was like, when did it go down by 2? Wow, that's a huge hit to justice. could we have gotten patronage of the powerful? We can't do that. That's just... we lose more than we gain entirely. But this loses family reputation. But we need this. Ask our father for help. Advice in this matter and understand how it'll affect our family. But our rulings were right, weren't they? You walk swiftly to your father's office. No matter what happens, he will always come to your aid. The conversation begins awkwardly. You tell him about your latest rulings and the enemies you have made and the pressure from Robin and those like him. Will he help you out of your difficulty? Having carefully listened to your account, Father frowns. You are in dire straits indeed. You know that I will always be on your side, but now you've gone too far. It's my fault too, Roman. It's time we got you out of this mess. Our family has managed to build a reputation over the past few years. I'll arrange meetings with some important noble people and plead your case. Like predatory beasts, they will smell our vulnerability. As soon as you ask for a favor, you become not only a debtor, but also a prospective victim. But we have no choice. Otherwise, you will lose your position as judge. But promise me, son, from now on you'll be more cautious and refrain from making more enemies for our family. I promise I will. You promise your father that you will do your utmost. Then you awkwardly thank him for his help. He pats you on the shoulder in response and picks up his quill pen. Letters, entreaties, and humiliating visits await him. And that is where we're going to end today's episode. We now see the effects of what the game warned us about in the very beginning. Sometimes you won't be able to make all of the just decisions, and sometimes you will have to beg, lose reputation, and every once in a while act against moral code if you are to at least be an effective change in the world. But that doesn't mean we've lost ourselves. Not yet. We still have some tricks up our sleeve. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. All of the YouTube sellout stuff. Have a good night.